So you want to get started using Kdenlive? Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we are in Kdenlive right now, which is a free editing software. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've mentioned in the comment section before, and people asked me what I edit with. I always have edited with Kdenlive. Kind of. It used to be just Linux only. I do believe it's on Windows now. Actually, I'm fairly certain it's on Windows now, but it used to be only Linux. And so many people asked me to do a Kdenlive tutorial. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing the basics, a couple things helping get started, as we do on this channel. So when you open it up, you'll see just this. And you have, of course, your file, edit view, all this stuff up here. But the main part is, of course, your timeline and then your monitor view, which is this bad boy right here. Now, some things might be in some different places. You might have other tabs open and stuff like that because I've closed things, and this is my edited Kdenlive, of course. But you have video tracks and audio tracks. How we go about editing is I'm going to go ahead and you can either drag in a clip, but I don't have my file browser open right now. Or you could just right click this and hit add clip or folder. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to select a clip that I want to import into Kdenlive here. Alright, so I got my clip, which is me playing Batman Arkham City. And I haven't edited this video yet, actually, so this is just a piece of it. It's only 2 minutes long, but if I go ahead and I click and drag this down into the timeline, you can see that it kind of just auto snaps onto itself. So now they're kind of locked, the audio and the video tracks. Now we can go ahead and use this little bar down here. This is the zoom bar, so if you drag this, that you can zoom in and out. You can also zoom by holding down Control and scrolling your mouse wheel. That's pretty nifty. Pretty easy to do. So now you want to go ahead and edit this up. So maybe you want to cut some pieces out of it. You want to trim it up. You want to do some fancy photo editing. What we can do is we can go over here to this scissor icon, which is the razor tool, and click that, and we can just start making snips and cut where we want. So this red line is going to follow my cursor, and when I click, it'll actually cut the clip. Now we have 2 clips. So I can cut it again and again and again, and I can just go ahead and go back to the pointer selection tool. Then just hit delete. Maybe I don't want that piece. Maybe I don't want any of this piece. I'm going to go ahead and just drag this back down into my timeline. Now, I know you can't probably hear this audio because I can't record my desktop audio and my microphone at the same time right now, which is kind of weird. But I'll just turn up my speakers so you'll probably hear it in the background a little bit just so you can hear something. So if I play this right now, it's gonna lag a little tiny bit.
Don't look around, look at me. Don't look around, Batman.
It's lagging a little bit, and if you need to get those pinpoint edits, which I usually do, not for this channel, but for other channels, I usually have to get like really precise cuts. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and go to this little button right here, and then go to track compositing, sorry, and then go to preview instead of high quality. Now, my computer is pretty beefy actually, and it still helps quite a bit. All right, so I'm gonna cut it right there after I say look for the second time. And I'm going to delete the rest of this because I'm not going to do anything else. So we're only going to do 4 seconds of this video for today. I'm going to go ahead and cut this right here, right before I start speaking, which is right there. Cut that. And now you can see we have a cut there. And when I cut that right there, I'm going to cut the end piece as well. So when I stop talking.
Don't look around, look at me. Don't.
Actually, I'm going to cut it when I say don't again. So I want it to go back out when I say don't. So I'm going to cut it right before I say don't right there. Now, with this clip in the middle here, with this guy, I'll select this one. And we can go ahead and right-click it and hit Insert an Effect. But you see we only have a couple effects down here. Now, fortunately, I'm only using Transform, but maybe I do want to use something else. So the way you go to get all the other effects, because Kdenlive just recently changed this, all the effects don't show up when you right-click it now, which is kind of weird and kind of cool at the same time. So the way to add an effect to something, if you don't want just any of those 3, is go up to... no, not project. Where was it? Oh, clip. That's timeline. Sorry, timeline and add effect. There we go. Timeline, add effect, and then you have all these different effects in here. You can of course favorite some, and then the favorites go down when you right-click it down here. That's where those show up. So you have color, audio correction, analysis and data, image adjustment, motion, alpha and transform, MISC, which is a lot of stuff, and then audio, which is even more stuff. So Kdenlive comes with a lot of different effects, which is pretty cool. The ones I usually use the most is, of course, going to be image adjustment, because these are all the cool effects in here. So we can go ahead and do a couple of things to this now. This isn't going to be like, I'm going to try and use a lot of things, but it's not necessarily going to fit the clip. So I'm going to add a little bit of vignette. You see, boom, we got a little bit of vignette there. So when I say, don't look around, look at me, I'm going to bump up the center size, make it bigger. I'm going to make it less soft so we can see more of the darkerness. And now I'm not doing subtle effects here because this is, it's supposed to be, funny. So I'm gonna go a little bit more extreme than I would if I was just doing something naturally. So now when I say don't look around, look at me, it kind of gives a little bit of a vignette effect.
Don't look around, look at me.
And on top of that, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and insert an effect of transform. And then what we'll do is when I say this, I want it to get big. So now when I click this clip, you see all of the effects that we have on here, which is only the 2. So I'm gonna go to the first frame here, and I'm gonna turn this to 500, something huge. And now we can't see Batman at all because it's so zoomed in. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the X value to move it over a little bit. This is his ear. And then we'll use Y to move it up a little bit, and that's his face right there. And then X to move it over a little bit. All right, there we go. So now we'll just get his face really close and big like that. Get him all in the spotlight. So this is what we have now.
Don't look around, look at me. Don't look around, Batman. Okay.
So that's what we have now. So now it zooms into his face, which is kind of funny. And I kind of want to track his face a little bit. So that's what I'll do. In the end, I'll go to the end of this clip, and I'll add a keyframe. And then we can go ahead and just move the values around until his face is like perfectly where I want it. Then I'll go in the middle. I'll add another keyframe. Do the same thing. Since his face is moving a little bit, I have to move it a little bit.
Don't look around, look at me. Don't look around, Batman.
There we go. So it looks pretty good. So I'll just zoom this in by like 10 pixels, 10%, sorry. So 110. And now these little things here I'm playing with, this will anchor it to the left. This will anchor it to the right, to the top, to the bottom, to the middle, and then to the middle horizontally and vertically. So that's what that is. So then what I'm going to do now is this is what I would usually do. I would usually go ahead and just zoom it in by 10, just because I think that's funny. You really got to just get into practice with it. I've been doing this for so long. I just know what it looks like, even though it's still a little choppy, a little laggy, but it's totally fine. Then I would go ahead and I would just go ahead and right-click this clip, hit copy, and then I'll right-click this one, paste effects, and now we have that same exact transform on this clip, and then I'll just zoom it in by another 10, so 20. And then I'll go ahead and I'll line it up how I want it, like that. So then what I would usually do if I was editing an actual Samurai Kai video, what I would do is I would just do this. So it would look something like this, of course, without the lag.
Don't look around, look at me. Don't look around, Batman. Okay. Look.
That's what I would do. I'll do a couple more things. So on this clip right here, we'll go up to timeline, add effects, and then we'll go to color, and then I'll grayscale. Actually, no, I'll grayscale this one because I would do this actually. I would do this in one of the videos. So I'll go to this clip and add effect, and then what was I doing? Oh yeah, color and grayscale. Now the vignette, as you can see, it's not on the right hand side. It's only on the left hand side now. The reason is because we transformed it after we added the vignette. So if we go ahead and we add the vignette afterwards, so if I hit this little arrow and go down, you can see now the vignette is perfect the way it's supposed to be on the entire image. But if I move it back up, it's saying, hey, add the vignette and then scale the video. So now half the vignette is like up here and over here, up top and stuff and all this weird stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that down. If you want to slow something down, I can do that by right-clicking. This used to be a pain. It's so good now. I love it. You can right-click it and just go to change speed. It used to be an effect and it was not the best. But now we can do any speed you want. So I can put this to 40, and then the clip will extend, and now my voice will be in slow motion, and it'll sound really creepy. Actually, let me take the effects off of this one, just so it'll play a little bit smoother. Not that much smoother, but still. There we go. So that was me saying but, I think that was. So if I go ahead and this is real quick, let me just delete all these, and then we'll listen to where I speak the most, which is right here. I'll get rid of all these effects just by hitting the little trash can icon. Right-click, change speed. And then 40. This will be creepy. Don't look around, look at me. So if you go up to view, you can turn on and off specific things. So if you want to have the effects library open up here, you just click effects, and now you can just like open up all of these, which is pretty cool. And if you want to fade something out, oh, that's something good. If you want to fade something out, just go ahead and drag from the right hand or left hand side. Now that's going to fade out. You can see if you want to get rid of that tab, just close it. Fade to black. This one, a big fade from black. And you can do the same thing with the audio too. But yeah, so that's all for today's video. Hope you boys and girls enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. But until then, bye-bye.